What's cracking, everybody? How you doing? Saludos, buenos días. I want to ask some questions. Now, we got this phrase that's coined by Blue Dildo, where he says, "Is you make the South Side look bad, you make the homies look bad, you make us look bad." And I'll give him that. That's the one I heard say it first, and I see a lot of his fucking subscribers use that during certain talks or conversations and comments. So I also heard somebody else talk about it, and they use that word "us" a lot. And I'm gonna get into that. And the thing that bugs me about that is when I had an opportunity to say it, to confront somebody that they think might have something wrong to say, they don't do it. The instance in Lefty and Lucky. Now, I'm not saying anybody's wrong, but how come Blue Dildo, since she's got that repertoire about us being us and we and Southside, and I'm with the program, I'm active, how come we didn't mention it to Lefty? Just a quick point, because it leads into something else. See, the one thing I don't understand where everybody's coming up with this, well, it makes us look bad. It makes who look bad? If it makes you look bad, then handle it. That's the way you then handle it, right? That's when somebody makes you look bad, or somebody does something that makes you look bad, then you handle it. And usually those people that make those judgments usually have some kind of say so about how it gets dealt with and how you're gonna. So if you're talking like that, usually you have the right to somebody give you that right to say something and discipline that person, right? My opinion. And then it leads us to that road about being active, being in good standings and all this, right? Okay, well, if that's true, have you been making your third payments? Let's just say it like that. Have you been making your payments for the third? And if you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't, right? So, have you done that recently? Have you contributed? I seriously doubt it. But that is something I'd really rather not get into, but just saying, but if you know, you know, right? And I need to understand this little momentum going on right now. How, if I meet somebody at school, right, and I want to know if they're in good standings, what do I do? Do I approach them and ask them? Do I ask them what yard you parole from when I don't know what yard is good? But do I ask them? Do I bust open my paperwork and show them, here's my paperwork? Let me see yours. How do I approach that? Since we got all these active and people that are with the business, with the program, I'm asking an honest question. Should I start carrying my paperwork around? Here's a good question. You want to talk that, but let me see your paperwork. Do you have paperwork? That's right, you don't. You've never been in jail, right? So, since you've never been to jail, you don't got no paperwork. So I have to take your word on YouTube that you're good, right? That you're in good standings, right? See, I don't understand that. How can you call anybody saying they're not in good standings if you don't have the paperwork? You can't. And how am I supposed to know you're in good standings if you don't have your paperwork because you've never been locked up? This is a couple questions that have been running through my mind lately. That's the difference between a YouTuber and somebody that's really been there. Somebody's really done that. Shouldn't be paying attention to the shit. Whatever happened between Lucky and Lefty is between them two gentlemen. You shouldn't feel one way or another about it. Every man, and I think a lot of people in this generation forgot it because they got these so-called generals that are running around and making it seem something else when you have to understand something. You are judged on you. You're not judged on what your homeboys did. You're not judged on, well, at least you're not supposed to be. But you're judged on you, on how you conduct yourselves, not on how anybody else conducted themselves. And I think a lot of people forget that. I think a lot of people forget that when you come into prison, you come in by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself. Yes, there are guidelines and rules that you have to follow. But before any of that even occurs, you have to prove your self-worth. And if you can't do that, then you're in a whole lot of trouble. So all this YouTube shit where I'm good because I say I'm good, that ain't how the game works. Have a blessed one, you guys.